Namaste.
Hello,
Welcome.
welcome to everybody. Welcome back to our Sunday live meditation. Oh, what happened?
I have an ad one. I have an ad one.
So, welcome to everybody who is already here and who will be later. Today is another nice days in Calgary. Here is minus 30 degree. People, can you imagine? For me, it's my first time ever, and I'm freak out because I don't know. I didn't think that people can live at this temperature, but it's sunny and bright, so not so bad. So, a couple of announcements, like as usual, before start our meditation of the day. That today will be Japa. That Andrew will introduce this kind of meditation today.
If you have a mala, grab it now. If you don't have a mala,
That's matter.
it's okay.
And so, first of all, I want to tell you something about our schedule. So, like almost everybody already know, for our membership next Monday, so tomorrow, we will release my 10-day challenge, this 10-step through wellness, and I really hope that you will enjoy, and many people will enjoy. It can be a full retreat, I remind you, because it will be 1 hour class every day.
You should take it a little further than my short challenges.
Yeah, it's more a retreat. We still call challenge, but it's a little bit more a workshop more than a retreat. And because I was thinking that maybe a few of them with this time, maybe there are a couple of person place that's still in lockdown, so it can be a good time, a good opportunity to do this work with ourselves. This workshop is designed really to work with ourselves, our emotion, because we truly believe in Tantra, and we truly believe, like a person with our life, that it's essential to work in vertical, so with the vertical path that is aspiration, spirituality, and the practice on the on the mat. But it's very essential also to work in the horizontal path, where we work more with this gross reality. So we work more with our emotion, where what we are, where we come from, and all this kind of question, and what we call a little bit, the shadow work. This is part of the famous shadow work. A couple of persons sometimes ask us in the video that we do, how I can start with the this shadow work, or what is exactly. So this workshop is based on that. It's not completely, of course, but it's based on work with the emotion and work with the energy. So it's a bit of a mix, and it's a great opportunity that we can, have to take time to work with ourselves. And if you want to go very deep, the workshop is designed with the class that you can do in the morning and the evening, and in the middle there is the class of the day. So it's up to you, of course. You can just be one class of the day. It would be grateful anyway. And I'm very excited, and Andrew also is very excited.
Yes, I'm very
It's
excited.
very helping to do all the post-production. That is a big job also, not only recording but also the post-production. So we are very excited of that. Then the Zoom class still on Wednesday and Sunday. So whatever you want, you can send us an email, and we give you all the information and how to have the link and the payment. It would be $9 Canadian dollars for class, and we can find an agreement for any different kind of payment that you prefer. We have a different way, and we'll be more than
Happy.
yeah, I lost the word. More than happy to help you and find a good agreement for both. And then we want to also tell thank you to Tere and Emily that joined the 1 year membership.
Membership on
Yeah,
Patreon.
so thank you so much. Thank
Thank
you
you,
for your
guys.
support, because I remind you that only for this month we have, because it's a new things that is happens in our in Patreon, that we have the chance now to have this annually membership. So only for this month to promote, we have the 15% of discount in all the program, in all the different tier for the year. So it's still on. So if you have some friend, or if you want to change This is the option of the month that we want to offer to you guys. And then there will be some couple of more class that will come from YouTube, the channel, and for the members. And the last thing, and then I close with all the announcement, is that tomorrow morning, mountain times, there will be the new moon in Aquarius. There is a crazy moment of the sky in this moment. Most of the planet are in Aquarius. We already saw in December that it was the great conjunction between Jupiter and Saturn in Aquarius, and we enter in this new era of the Aquarius. Tomorrow there will be the new moon. So if you have any intention, if you want to do some ritual to, the next month, it's a very good time to do it tomorrow morning. You can find for the exact time of, but I know that it's tomorrow morning mountain times, so in that time. Standard mountain time.
Anyway, mountain time is fine.
This one. And it's a great time because I remind you that Aquarius is knowledge, new rebellion, new idea, new things come on, refresh all the old will go away and some new comes, new information, and it's not only at the social and universal level, but also the personal level. So it's a great moment to letting go the past and create some new for the future. And remember that is a good time because really we download information. This is Aquarius. We download information from the universe for the Akasha Tattva. So take this moment because it can be very powerful.
Beautiful. Yeah. The new moon is always the time to plant the seeds, to start something new. So if you want to start Clelia's workshop tomorrow, is a great time too.
Yeah. Yeah, great time. We didn't know, but it's a perfect time.
Yeah, I just want to say again, thank you, and say that we just got the ability to offer this discount over on Patreon if someone signs up for a yearly membership. So for the month of February, we're offering a 15% discount. We will continue to offer a 10% discount after that, but for now it's a big savings. I know many of you are already members here, so that doesn't necessarily apply to you, but to the people that are on Patreon or people that are on the fence about joining the membership, that's a nice opportunity. I want to welcome everybody that's arrived here and say good morning to Svetlana. Nice to see you. To Moon and Vicky, I'm glad that you could join. Maria was just in the Zoom class with me, so I'm glad that you made it back for this. Ulrike, nice to see you, and thank you as well for joining us on Patreon. Svetlana says, my moon calendar shows that the new moon is on Thursday. I don't know. I trust Clelia. She does the moon stuff. Hi, Jeannie. Nice to see you. And yes, what are we doing today? Today we're going to do Japa meditation. I'm going to introduce a little bit about Japa, a little bit about the malas. Clelia is going to talk a little bit more about the malas because she's the mala queen. I know a bunch of you just ordered her malas.
Thank you.
Thank you. Who all? Maria, Vicky, Cedric, if you're watching. Svetlana, you ordered some earlier. So if I missed anyone else, I'm sorry. But thank you. If you've got it already, take it out now. So what we're going to be doing today is called a Japa meditation. And Japa is essentially just the repetition of a mantra or the repetition of the name of a deity, a god, some divine figure. And it's the mental repetition, and it's used as a way to focus the mind, like every tool of meditation that we use. One of the tools that we can use, hello Alexa, you can email us for the Zoom classes. Yeah, completely distracted. You can email us at refeelyoga@gmail.com, and I'll send you all the link and everything. That's refeelyoga@gmail.com. Back to the Japa meditation. So Japa is just the repeating of the mantra. It can be a short mantra, it can be a long mantra, it can be the name of the divine. Today we're going to use a very simple mantra, which is the mantra Aum. I'm going to talk about that right now.
Suspense right now.
I did the very strong Zoom class just before this, and I'm a bit... Anyway, so let's talk a little bit about Aum first, and then we'll talk about how to use the mantra, and then we'll segue into Clele's description of the mala. So I don't want to say too much about Aum. If you have questions more, we can talk about it later, but it really can be a full hour lecture. But Aum, which is most commonly mistakenly pronounced as Om, it's not Om. It's not just O-M, it's actually kind of three English vowels, which would be A, U, and M. So the A, the U, and the M is how it's more correctly written. Of course, the actual way you write it is the symbol Om. Like I said, there's lots of ways to understand this, but it's often said that it's the primordial vibration. It's like the resulting vibration in the universe, in the cosmos. It's in Sanskrit, it goes through the entire alphabet. The first letter of the Sanskrit alphabet is the sound of A, and the final letter is M. So it's kind of it also signifies the cycle of life, from beginning to end, going through the whole cycle. It can be the name of the divine, the name of the universe. It's all the sounds that we can make without using the tongue to make more complex sounds. So it's all of the most basic sounds. And it comes from very low in the belly up and out through the third eye or through the top of the head. There's actually 4 parts to the sound of Aum. A, the beginning, U, the middle, M, the end, which can also be the divine trinity, which would be Brahma, the creator, Vishnu, the preserver, and Shiva, the destroyer. And then there's the final, which is the resulting vibration after, which we would call Ishvara, kind of like the yogis would call Ishvara. I wouldn't have a name myself. But so there's these when we actually are chanting out loud, there's these 4 parts we want to pay attention to. Om. And if you look at the way that the Om symbol is written, it actually has these 3, the A, the U, the and then this little thing above the circular part, and this is the divine cosmic vibration afterwards. Anyway, like I said, we could talk about that forever, but those are just some beautiful details of it, and we're going to use it as a japa meditation. So we're going to just repeat over and over Aum, 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 and for everyone is going to be different. Yours might be Aum, Aum. Or maybe Om, 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 find your vibration and take it to go inside. Don't race through it. Be present with it. And it can, and as we do this, notice when the mind pulls away, or if we start to drift away into imagination or fantasy or dream or hallucination, and come back to the mental repetition. Om, Om. If you need, you can say it out loud. If you want, you can whisper it. We'll go in this together, actually. We'll start out loud. Om, Om, and then we'll go to a whisper. And then we'll internalize. While doing this, we're going to use our wonderful mala as a tool. So when you want to use mala, there's some very important ways to use it. So we use the mala to keep us focused, because especially when you go deep into a mantra, you can pass out. You can completely switch off, maybe fall asleep, don't even notice that you've stopped chanting the mantra, and then kind of like snap to and continue, and it can happen that you don't realize you were not present anymore. This is why we use the mala, sorry. This is why we use the mala. It's a simple action that keeps us present. If the mala bead stops going, it means that we've flipped out, we've lost consciousness. So we use the mala as a tool to keep us present. Every repetition of the mantra, we slide 1 bead. Now, a traditional mala has 108 beads. There's many, like we could talk about Om forever. We could talk about the significance of the number 108 forever. I'm not going to get into it now because I'll talk too long. But traditionally, we would chant a mantra in multiples of 108. So you use this, you go around the whole mala 1 time, that's 108. Then you would turn it around and you would go back. So when we use the mantra, the mala, a couple things are important. For one, when we move the beads, we don't want to use our index finger. We touch the beads with our middle and thumb. Okay? The index finger, Cedric, the index finger represents the ego. We don't want the ego involved when we want to reach the divine. So we don't touch the mala with the index finger. We start at the guru bead, which is the central bead. Clelia's made some unique styles of malas where they have a long string. Cedric, this is the one that you purchased for sure. It's still 108 beads, but what you would do is you would count up the string, then you would do the circumference of the mala, and once you hit the intersection, then you would turn around and go back down to the bottom, so that it's still 108 both ways. The traditional mala is just a circle with 108 beads. So you start at the guru bead. The guru bead is the one at the end, and you hold it.
Not counting.
You don't count this one. You start there. So the first one will be as soon as you move off of the guru bead. You have your index finger not touching. And we also want to make sure that we also always have the mala above the navel. We don't want it to drop down to the genitals, to the earth. We want to keep the divine above the ego. These first three chakras are really the seat of the ego. We don't touch it with the index. We don't have it below the navel. There's actually thousands of rules to do with this, but I give you just the basic ones. So we hold it in front of the heart. Another option is to hold it in front of the third eye, but to me that gets a little bit awkward. So we hold it in front of the heart, and we hold our left hand at our solar plexus to kind of cradle the mala. We chant the mantra, Om, and we move one bead. Om, we move one bead. And we go all the way around the mala until we reach the guru bead again. When we reach it here, now we don't cross the guru bead. We turn it around, and we go back. And we would go all the way back until, so we never pass the guru bead. So it's 108, 108, 108, 108. If you want to be technical, you always want to turn it clockwise, then counterclockwise, then clockwise, then counterclockwise. So you're not actually turning it clockwise each time, because then you kind of cross the guru bead as well. Like I said, there can be many rules. But the most important ones are hold it in front of the heart, above the navel. Don't touch it with the index. And you move one bead for each repetition of the mantra. Did I cover everything I needed to say? Yeah. Look at her cute smile. It means I did a good job.
I just want to give a couple of more information about the mala. There are all the many different way to use it. When you start to do more intense sadhana, when we start to use also some deity or some specific one, they maybe can ask to use a specific stone or seed. For example, the Rudraksha, it's a Shiva, and the Rudraksha I have another word, full one, because it's the seeds. It depends how many faces you have, and it changes completely. But we talk about usually Rudraksha is a Shiva. And there are many different, the stone have some kind of energy around. So if you do specific practice with specific data, usually they ask you also a specific stone, a specific way. If we do with the japa, like in this way with the hum, we can use any stone, any seeds that matter. And what I want to tell you is that there is the other way to use the mala is like, a protection, or use the energy of the stone. So this is another way how the mala are using and how it's more, common used nowadays, because really we don't, I don't know how many people take the mala to use for japa.
In India, you go to Dharamshala, they walk around with
but usually they have the
and
Rudraksha, or you have one seeds, and usually also where the one that you use to meditate, you don't really wear, or if you wear, you don't really show, because it's something that is carry on some kind of energy. So this is a bit, then again, in India tradition, there are thousands of rules and thousands of small details that if you want to follow everything, you go a little bit nuts. But we like to follow some kind of small rules. So it can be used for the energy of the stone. Each stone carries some different energy for protection, and for the normal japa meditation. It's okay, it's great. And like Andrew was telling you, mostly it's a way to keep us busy somehow, especially for people that is more kapha, that have more, the tendency maybe to go down on the meditation, because there is always the Raja is the people like me that cannot stand, and it's like always moving. So in this case, this can be a way to, keep the body
grounded
and move. or vice versa, as the other one, that when you know have the tendency to really go down and fall to sleep. So this is, can be the way to make you, you know, stay anyway present, because you don't need, you know, you don't want to drop. You need to stay there and do some kind of movement. So it's another tool. So Japa meditation, however, can be done also with no mala.
Yeah, you don't need.
You don't need. And remember that the the mantra that can be small, like bija mantra, or can be long mantra, is still connect to vibration. Remember always that we are working with this a series of meditation. We are, you know, going out and work with the vibration of the sound, because it's the VAC, you know, this where all the creation of the world come from the VAC, and then the different ways. So it's really powerful and strong meditation. Also, this of the repetition of the mantra, and more you start to, you know, work with the mantra, then again there is a specific mantra for the chakra or for the energy, and it can be completely another lifetime to spend in that.
Yeah, it's nice. I just want to say, because you mentioned the VAC, there's all these different levels when we use the mantra. Even when we talk about japa, we start speaking, you know, we make it verbal, and then we go to a whisper, and then we want to go mental. And eventually, one of the places is to reach this, it's called ajapa, or ajapa japa, where the mantra is going without our intention. Then we've really integrated the vibration. And you notice, like Clelia said, you can use for different deities, different energies. You really start to work with one of these mantras for some time. You'll notice just that the people you attract in your life start changing, the opportunities. Like, it really creates this ripple effect out you. The mantra is why it's one of the most powerful tantric tools.
Yeah, and then there is the merging with the, you know, or in this case, the mantra that we will see next Sunday, that become more like a yoga, where then in the end you merge with the mantra and you become one, and then eventually you reach illumination for this, because we go to the source of
Let's
the
not get
sound.
into that
No,
now.
exactly. We go to the source of the sound. So it's very intense.
Okay, now all the blah blah blahs out of the way. So let's prepare to do this mantra japa meditation together. If you have your mala, have it ready. You can have it in the hand, but anyway, I'm gonna put it on because I'm gonna start checking in. So come into your comfortable seated position, pressing the seat down. Reach the crown of the head up. Roll the shoulders back and down so the heart is open. Close the eyes. Turn the attention inside. And take a deep inhalation through the nose. Exhale with a sigh. And again, we take a deep inhalation through the nose. Soften the body, soften the mind. Come to now. One more time. This time we're going to hold the breath. Inhale as much as you can. Sniff in even more. Hold the breath, but relax the body. Relax the face, the shoulders, the hips, the genitals. And release. Sitting with the eyes closed. Attention turned inside. If you're using a mala, now is the time to hold a guru bead between the thumb and middle finger. The ring finger, the index finger is pointed away. And we start by chanting the mantra aloud. We will do aloud a couple times. Aum. Move one bead. Aum. 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 Now just a whisper. Aum. 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 Moving one bead with each repetition. Aum. 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 Now just mentally. Keep your mind focused on the mantra Aum. At any point the mind wanders, just gently bring it back. At any point you feel you need, you can return to a whisper or the out loud repetition, as fast or as slow as feels right for you. And gently releasing the mantra, sitting with the eyes closed, attention turned inside, feeling the resulting effects from this japa meditation. The vibrations left within you. And gently bring the hands together in front of the heart as we close with a moment of gratitude, giving thanks for this time to share together. Thanks for this energy, this opportunity to learn and grow and look within. And lastly, say thank you to yourself for the time and effort to work on your health and well-being. Take a deep inhalation into the heart. As you exhale, gently coming back, so I can say thank you for joining me in this meditation. Thank you. Namaste. Mm. Mm. So I wanted to share that there's another tool that can be very useful when you do this mala mantra sadhana for an extended period of time, and it's called a mala bag.
Mm.
And it's actually kind of like it's a little sash or a little bag that you wear around your neck. It's got a hole for your index finger, so the index finger will never touch the mala, and it holds the mala above Manipura. So you don't need to use this hand constantly holding it there. This hand can relax. Right now we do 20 minutes, but a lot of times people take up this sadhana, they do 4 hours every day. You can imagine the arms get very tired. So you can still do the rotating, not risking to touch, really relax into it.
Yeah, also because now we did with time, but there are time again if you do some specific sadhana that you do with number. So maybe it's 108 time 108, or I don't know, whatever. So you don't counting on time, but you counting on how many time you repeat the mantra. This is very useful because you have the number that it's 108 and the repetition of. So for this.
I forgot to say that. Yeah, normally you would do a multiple of 108. You wouldn't do by time, but because there's a group of us, usually meditation is a solo journey, but we do by time just for the sake of it today. So Jennifer, I imagine that you missed the beginning of this class, but she said, "What's with the beads? That's a Muslim teaching, is it not?" The beads in this case are called a mala. Yes, there is the tradition of using some sort of jewel or tool. The Christians use the rosary for prayer. I think in the Christian it's not necessarily that it's 108.
No, it's less. It's a repetition of 20, something like that. I don't remember what is it exactly, but there is a specific number also for the Christian.
Yeah, I don't know much about the Muslim tradition to comment on it. Buddhists use the mala. The way that we use it is from the Hindu. The number of 108 is in the Vedas. It's in the Vedic knowledge, the counting of the stars. I think one of the numbers of 108 is that the distance from the Earth to the Moon multiplied by 108 is the distance from the Earth to the Sun. I don't know how the Vedic astrologers figured this out thousands of years ago, but I love the stories. So, but yes, this is not specifically Muslim by nature. They may have a tradition. I don't know much about the Muslim tradition.
Tools anyway. Tools that this is make again reinforce the idea that there are 1,000 million of different ways. There are 1,000 million of different. I don't like to use the word religion because for me religion is different than spirituality. But all
Paths.
paths, all the people in the world in the different time find some way, to arrive where we want to arrive. That is this freedom, illumination, or whatever you want to call a union with the universe, God, whatever word you want to use. But the end is the same. The way how we reach is infinite, and the nice things is that you can see that there are similitude between different culture that back in the day never had the chance to meet, but nowadays we can see that they will use very similar things, and this is how it's possible that from this and this they use different, they use the same, but they are very far. And because it's inside us, knowledge, it's is the truth, the knowledge is behind us, it comes somehow. So it's beautiful to see how the tools, in a different culture or philosophy, can be the similar, or at
Yeah,
least
to me, it's
the same.
evidence that is
Yeah,
that
it's
it
evidence.
is truth if
It's-
it's
yeah.
popping up here and there and all
Yeah.
over. Moon says, saying it out loud allowed me to keep up better, so I also got into a sort of trance, which was very pleasant. Yes, and this is beautiful too, because not only do you create the vibration inside, but you create it in the room around you. So the spoken mantra is also very powerful. Somehow to go deeper inside, eventually we want to be able to doing it mentally, but again, it's all tools.
Yeah. When we do the fire ceremony, we sell this very loud.
And then there's lots of tools. There's the
And-
bead, there's the
The
fire,
speed,
the worship.
But yes, it become a kind of trance in one point. I agree with you, Moon. It's true.
Mona says, thank you for this meditation. You're very welcome, Mona. Glad you could join and enjoyed. Vicky says, thank you very much. Cedric says, where can I find this bag? Online, yeah, for sure. If you look up Mala bag or something like this, you can find, probably even on Amazon, someone is making
Yeah,
it.
sure. I think in Amazon, if I also you can, of course, you can find the most expensive one in gold and whatever. But other way there are really the cheap one, because it's just a bag with it's a kind of
It's
bag.
got one hole on one side
Yeah.
that fits your hand and a tiny hole on the other that fits your
Yeah.
finger, and other than that, it's just a bag. You could make one yourself
Yeah,
if you want.
this is the more sophisticated one.
Yeah.
I get one that is really just a bag with the things around where you can open, put inside, and then close, and then you have the finger outside. That's it that you take inside. So
Yeah, you can take a Ziploc and tie it around your neck. I need to excuse myself for 1 minute because I really need to pee. But you can read
No,
it.
he abandoned me.
No, I'll be back. I'm still be there.
Okay, so let's see a question. I'm sorry, but this it was not in the program. So let's see as well. So, yes, this we did. Thank you, Cedric. Monas, weeks ago, I start feeling energy around my body, make it move in a circle and wave. This week, I start feeling the energy moving from up to down, like from a chakra to another. What changed? Okay, so Muna, we already tell this couple of times, but the energy, it's all around us. We are made of energy. This universe is made of energy, and energy is vibration. Like we saw with the sound, for example, the vibration, it's already always very different. It can be short, it can be long, it can be, there is different modulation. And also the way how we read the vibration are completely different, because we read with the eyes the vibration that is color. We read with the, hear the vibration that is a sound. And internal us, we have different vibration and different energy that is moving in all the direction. I know even three direction, but I will tell 4 direction, not the really 4-dimensional. So every time the energy can move, it never rests. This is the first one. We are never rest. Everything is always constantly move, and always constantly create this vibration. Okay. Also, when we are in a very deep meditation, or very deep relaxation, or when we sleep, we still something is going on inside the sun. We create energy. Okay. a body, physical body with no energy at all, with no vibration, it's somehow a dead body, and still, there is all the decomposition that's going on, and still there is some kind of energy moving inside. So when we enter in connection with our energy, so in a state of meditation, when we practice or in this, moment where we really try to go in pratyahara, so all the sense come inside, we can really start to feel the energy move. The energy moving wave. So you can feel wave in one way, in the other one, it's really constantly move. Of course, in Tantra and with the use of the system of the chakra, we image the energy that move from down to upward, and we have this transmutation of the energy. It's a system, so maybe you have focused your mind this week more on this kind of movement, and you felt this. But the fact that the other time was more, the last week it was more, waving the circle, is maybe because you was more aware about this kind of energy that was going on around you. For sure, refine the feeling and have this sensation of the energy going up and down, because it's not solely from down to upward, because the energy comes also from up to down, it can go down, and there is this different movement. There are some tests that talk about the energy that go, and we see some picture that go in this kind of circle, and there is the one that come in one side and the other one that come in the other side, and they cross exactly in what is the chakra in our spine. This is another way to thinking about. So I think that the most amazing things is that you feel the energy, and this is great. And more you refine your connection with yourself, and this, feeling of what is going on in your system, every time it can be completely different, and the beauty is that if you really learn how to read this energy, you can work with that. For example, now if sometime I'm maybe angry for something that is happening, and I sit with myself and I check where is this anger, where is this energy, I can identify where it is, and maybe try to move, try to relax, and try to change, so transform the gross energy in a subtle. Or vice versa, if you have, you wanna activate your system because you need to do something more energetic, you have the possibility to, move energy in one place instead of another one. So I think that is a great sign that you have this sensitive to, see the different movement of the energy that is circle or wave or up and down. I will not give the, mean about, okay, if you feel the energy from down to upward means that you are more awake on the right instead of the left. I will not go into this. I don't think it's that. I will go more great job still, be aware of what happens, and be, also see that every day is different, every moment is different, and step by step learn how to use this energy and this vibration around you.
Yeah, I really like what Claudia said, and there's two things when we work with our energy. There's being aware of it, and there's controlling it. Throughout the daily life, we want to be aware of it, and it's always in a state of flux, always changing, and the more we can be aware of that movement, the more we can be aware of how each and every little thing is affecting us. For example, if I eat this, I feel like, if I eat this, I feel like, okay, maybe I want to eat a little bit of this and not too much of that. Or maybe, if I have this conversation with this person, I feel like, whoa, I feel my energy throwing backwards, like, get me out of there. If I have this other conversation with this person, I feel like, whoa, such a soft, pleasant vibration. All of these are indicators as to how each situation is influencing us. And the more we can be aware of that, the more we can act with intention. If Clelia has this anger and she doesn't feel where it is in her body and doesn't bring this understanding that it's because of this, then all of a sudden it's just thrown out there. There's no intention, there's no action, it's just a reaction. There's no like, oh wait, this is moving in here. Maybe if I shift something or I make my own purpose, then we can act. And so that's one way. And then there's also the awareness is the first step. Then there's learning to control it, and that's when we get into yoga and kundalini and these things where we use our Now that awareness with the intention to move the energy, to actually direct it to one chakra or the other, or to one body or the other, because we want to create an experience. So these are two ways of understanding these different movings of energy.
Yeah, and then if we want to go more deep, but I will not in this moment. There is the different direction of the energy in the body. So the pana and apana. So the way there are in the system physical, we have some energy that push down. So it's everything. For example, the energy that make us go to the toilet, or this kind of digesting that go, and then there are energy that push up, because it's when we breathing, for example, and then there is the union of the, and I think it's five. No?
There's five, and then
different.
one is divided into seven other categories.
So there are different, also this is a system, like we have the 5 body, like we are actually, for example, Yogi Bhajan has 10 body. So the chakra usually are 7, but there are systems that tell you that there are more than
there's
this.
13, or there's 112.
Yeah, the 2 bodies, the nadi is 72,000 different line of energy in our body, and the energy move up and down. And also there is a lot about it is that we always think about the kundalini because it's in our imagination. The kundalini is on the sacrum, the serpent coiled down, and then we imagine that if my kundalini is awake, means that from the spine the snake will going up, and then I will be illuminated.
The Shiva and Shakti dance.
Exactly. It is a metaphor, and it's good and it's great. But the metaphor behind that is that the gross energy, the most gross, that is what we feel more easy because they are gross. I mean, I can feel my hand more than my thoughts somehow. Then it's because I can feel also my toes very strong, but but this is if I do this, I can feel more than the thoughts of Andrew if it is not communicate to me. So is the transformation between this very gross energy that we understand through more subtle that is more complicated to grasp. But eventually this life, the life that we have, come from up to down. So the energy is moving from up to down because the divine come from up. So as far as the door that open, then ASEAN we have the sense of duality, the start, the female and the male, and there is the first kind of division, duality that comes Shiva and Shakti, black and white, and then from here this is the reality that we can understand because we work in the duality world, and then from here slowly go down to the expression, the first vibration, and then the motion, and then all the energy that is also the fire, the water, and the solid, the matter. So yes, the kundalini wake up down from up, but the energy is moving also up from down. So we don't try to say, I felt the energy from down going up, my kundalini is awake. Yeah, it can be, but it can also be awake because it moves from left to right. Actually, it's if you have an accident and you have a shock on fear, you awake your kundalini in Muladhara, you reach illumination in Muladhara. So it's a shock there that go in a horizontal way, and you can reach a kind of moment of illumination in that way. So the energy is all around us, and any way that we have to enter in connection with this is a great job, is a good way to follow.
Oh, beautiful.
What up?
No, I feel very good, and I really like to listen to you. You're very beautiful when you talk. She's such a smart lady, hey.
Okay.
Okay, good. Becky got another question. I was like, I don't know what to say now. What can I do if I suddenly feel a severe sense of irritation during the day? Can suddenly be anger, sadness, fear. First one.
Do my workshop next week.
Nice plug. The first thing with anything we want to change, and it is awareness. So realizing you have this energy moving in, and if you can label it, it's also helpful. I feel afraid, or I feel angry, or it's in the AA, the first thing you need to admit is I am an alcoholic, kind of thing. So the first thing to fix or to correct or to adjust anything is to kind of recognize it, to label it, but also without too many definitions, because we also want to realize that there's fear, but below that fear is an energy. you know um and one of the best things that we can do is like Claudia was just saying, is to become aware of that energy, become aware of how that's moving. Often things like, especially the unpleasant energies, the ones that we deem unpleasant, fear, sadness, anger, these ones we want to avoid. Oh no, I don't want to feel that, or I don't want to feel, even when we're angry, we don't want to feel it, so we try to throw it on someone else. Your fault, because there's a discomfort inside that we're afraid, that we're uncomfortable to deal with. So this tension, instead of sitting with it, instead of feeling it, you want to throw it out. Sometimes we need to. If you feel extremely sad, you should cry. If you feel extremely angry, maybe it's too much to bear, you should do something, but you should do it for yourself, not to throw it on somebody else. So I would say the first thing is to take that moment to recognize and own your emotion. It's me. I'm the reason I feel sad. I'm the reason I feel angry or irritated, or whichever emotion it is. Own it. Nobody else can control that for you. Don't spiritual bypass and say like, oh, I can do whatever I want and you own your emotions. Don't be an asshole. But own it yourself first, and then say, what do I need? Inquire into yourself. What do you need? If you're angry, maybe you need to shake. Maybe there's something that you cannot contain and you need to move. Maybe even just to say, I am angry and it feels like this inside, all of a sudden that might even just start to move it. You might be like, sometimes we're in an argument, and there's like this super intense, and then all of a sudden we look at each other like, wait, where did this energy come from? We're so angry. And it's, as soon as there's that recognition, you're no longer ignorant, you're no longer confused by it, and sometimes that will immediately sublimate the energy, and we start laughing. It's like, oh my god, how did that little thing become such a crazy energy? So I would say recognition, and ask yourself what you need. I'm sure Clelia has something even more profound to share.
No, it's not more profound. It's just again, work with emotion. I personally think that is very important. And there are moments during the daily life that we have this emotion, going around of the body, and fluctuates like the energy. Again, they can change and they can come and go. They are a little bit more stable somehow than the thoughts, because the thoughts are really in 1 minute you can have 1,000 different thoughts. Emotion take a little bit more time to change, especially if they are heavy emotion. And there are times during the day that maybe sometimes we cannot deal with this emotion. Okay, so what happens, for example, I am in the office, I feel that there is this anger inside, and I start to maybe have an argument with everybody around me because I need to express this energy inside me. The moment that, like Andrew tell, okay, wait a moment, I'm angry, or I feel stress, or something is going on inside me. Why I'm doing that is awareness. First steps. Second step, it can be that if you don't have time to deal with this emotion in the moment, because sometimes happens, I am doing something, I cannot deal with them, sitting, oh, wait a moment, I need to meditate with the emotion, and maybe I can't. You can use some way to discharge a bit this energy. So shaken if it's heavy energy, Uddiyana Bandha if it's very heavy energy, scream on the hand, go outside and walk a little bit outside if you can, or do something that also sometimes numb yourself. The fucking amazing fun, go 5 minutes on Facebook, you numb completely yourself for an hour.
Don't do this every time.
Not every time, but if you eat sugar, sometimes we have in this state I can do, I eat sugar. This is always to numb yourself, because the energy inside is too much, you don't know how to deal. This is not a good way when you want to numb these things. It's not what I suggest you, but sometimes can happens that you need. And then when you get back home again, take your time to sit a moment with yourself, or lie down, take a moment for you and observe what is it. There are many different ways, because it can be the felt sense. So you observe where the feeling is on the body and how this is moving. And there is a full meditation. We will do this in the future where you can just observe what at the physical level happens. You can work at the mental. For example, me, I'm very mental, so I need to understand where I come from and eventually find the source and then understand, okay, I feel that is for this reason. For example, sometime when we start our relationship, my relationship before, my ex-boyfriend, he was cheating me, and I discovered this by phone. I have a trauma inside me. This is a trauma that I see is there. When we start our relationship, of course, because I was come from this trauma, everything was happens with the phone handle. For me, it was a moment of stress. It was a moment of jealousy. It was a moment of panic. Until that, the moment I understand and I said to him, Andrew, look, my ex-boyfriend was cheating me on the phone. And every time that I see that some message arrive, I feel bad inside because I think that you will, cheat on me. So what he did to tell me is like, okay, when the phone sound, you can watch, and I'm sure that and only because he told me this, and only because I recognize this energy inside me, is went away, and it went like, poof, okay, it's done. I had a trauma. Yes, it was bad. Yes, I'm going through. Now he's in a new situation. He understands me because I express my feeling where the trauma, instead of going jealous and tell, what are you doing with the phone? Who is writing to you? And create a big argument. I just tell, I'm sorry, I feel this.
She owned it.
I have this feeling every time that I see the phone, I be jealous, I go crazy, I cannot handle, and it's stronger than me. And before throw up everything on you, just listen, understand me. And because he was understanding me, tell me, no problem, what's the phone, I'm here for you, I'm open, I'm not your hacks, and it's different situation. And this helped me to go through the emotion, and then now never again. It can also sound in the middle of the night, and I trust him, of course. Then I go to see but you know what I mean. It's and this is the way. So if during the day, Vicky, you have some moment that is really trigger on you, if you have time in the exact moment, try to sit with emotion and see what and where are going. If it's not the time, try to some coping mechanism where you shaking, eating, whatever is it, and then find a moment during your day to deal with this emotion, to go through. Because in the moment that we honor this emotion, the moment that we realize, okay, it's there, it's not bad, it's just there to teach me something, and we learn the teaching, this will never come back. There will be something more come for sure, but that one specific one will never come back. So great ways of knowledge and deal with that. Don't try to suppress, don't try to express, but try to be present and see how you can transform, how you can learn, how you can evolve from that.
Beautiful. I knew she had something nice to say. Alexa says, I've been practicing Kundalini yoga for a couple of months already, but I never feel energy moving as you guys describe. I feel myself most of the time amazing after the practice, but no moves. And I want to say that that's not uncommon, and it's not a problem at all. We have these different bodies we talk about all the time, the physical, the energetic, the emotional, the mental, and beyond. And it takes some time to develop awareness of them. First thing. So a couple months is nice. It's not really that long of a practice. So don't expect that you're going to be the master yogi with all the awarenesses right away. That you feel amazing after the practice is evidence that it's moving.
Yeah.
It's moving anyway, whether you feel it or not. Also, depending on your constitution, your experience of energy moving will be completely different. Myself, I'm Aries, I'm very fiery. Clelly is Gemini. We have a lot more of these lighter energies. So for us, the energy moves very easy and sometimes in an overwhelming way. So if you're more earthy or watery constitution, the energy might not move so strong. If you're, I know some people that are triple earth and they can do Uddiyana Bandha for 2 hours, and I don't know. I feel high, but I didn't feel any energy move, So each person has their own makeup, and you don't have to romanticize it, it's only working if I feel these shots of electricity through my body. Like you said, you feel amazing. So the energy is moving. And for sure, if you give it time, I know you will start to have more experiences, and then they will fade away and you will stop because it's another lesson to learn about non-attachment. And then you will have more experiences again, and then those will fade away. And this is what it is, like chipping away the different layers and going more subtle each time. That was good?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Mauna says, how can we protect ourselves while experiencing a spiritual transformation? Run away to the cave. And how can we stay focused at the same time, show up in the world, and deal with mundane stuff? And I said it as a joke, but really this is the easiest way to do this is to step away from your life, and this is why we go on retreats. This is why we traditionally you go to the cave or the monastery or something, because to live completely in this life and go through transformation is painful and very difficult, because we talked about it maybe a couple times ago that there, everybody around has an idea of you, and when you want to change it, even here we're back living with Granny, she has all these ideas of who I am, and when I don't fit them, it irritates her, so if you're trying to change in the middle of all these people holding you and gripping to this solidified concept of you is very difficult.
At the same time,
yes, make it positive.
exactly, it's very difficult, but at the same time, if we take this, we repeat all the time, if you see a couple of when it was last week, we put a post that for 3 days we was off from everything because we went in a small workshop for us, because we always also, like especially like a teacher, we need the time to go through this kind of transformation, this kind of workshop, and then integrate in our daily life, because this is the point, that each time that we go through one of these big transformation, it will happen if we have also the capacity to integrate this transformation in us. Because if I go to the workshop and it's amazing, I meditate 6 hours for a day and it's wow, I understand all the words. Sometimes absolutely we come in the end of the workshop, how I couldn't understand before all that. And then the first step you do out of the workshop, boom, forgot about everything. And you are like, what the fuck is going on? This happens. But the point is that every time that we go through a transformation, then we need the time to integrate in our life, because the truly transformation happens when this become the habit, when it's normal in our life. So, for example, when years ago I left my country, I left my house to go to, study yoga and this and that, I spent 3 years in another country, and then I went back first time in my country, my city, with my friends and family, and I used then like a mirror, and I said the first change, and what is tell also Andrew that people was grasp on you and said what is happens, they was look at
you don't drink
who
anymore.
you are, yeah, who are you, what is that, because also they see the difference, of course. And then I noticed that there was things where it was become part of me, and there was things where I was need to go back and work. In fact, after a couple of months I left again. I said, guys, I'm sorry, I'm not ready to come back to this world, and I was back to do my things in another place, in another stuff. And then eventually I was back and down in my country couple of more time, and each time I feel my change, my transformation that is inside me, and this is made the new me, and is crystallized inside, and whatever happens around me, this is now I'm me with my truth, my reality, my expression, and this make me go to the daily life. I can affront anything is around me, because my truth is more inside me. So every time that we connect more with ourselves, every time that we transform, every time that we integrate this and become really part of us, we evolve. And in the moment that we evolve, we also upload a new way to cope with the reality around us. And the people that you will attract, it will be completely different people, and the opportunity that you will attract, it will be completely different way. And this is the magic of the practice. More we evolve, and more the world around us evolve with us, and it will be completely normal, going this and that. So the suggestion is still doing your practice every day, once in a while during the year, at least one time in the year, take 10 days, 2 weeks, what is possible for you, to go to a retreat, because that is where the deep work can be done, and the rest of the time is where the deep work can crystallize in yourself and transform and evolve yourself deeply and truly.
I like this. Yeah, Clelly and I are quite an extreme people. You know, we literally left our country for many years to do a big transformation, and you know, some people that's the path for them. We meet lots of people along the way that have, you know, said goodbye to the normal life and fully committed to this spiritual pursuit. For some people, it's not realistic, and for some people, they still want to be in that and in the spiritual life. So maybe you cannot spend, you know, 6 months away in Asia studying with some, but like Clelly said, that short retreat in the year where you take, you know, 7 to 10 days to really be with yourself. Even if you cannot do that, you know, your daily practice, or even just these Sundays, we come together, we lock the door, we sit in here, and we focus on our growth, on our spirituality, on looking within. You know, this is our retreat right now. Our retreat here is this time together on this YouTube stuff. You know, so make it work for you. You know, no matter what, the growth will happen. It's just how much time, how fast do I want it to happen? For sure, if you only if you only practice 1 hour every Sunday, the growth will happen. You will learn, you will discover, but it will be slow. You might see transformation in a couple years. If you take 6 months to remove yourself from society and, you know, live in the cave and eat the pineapples and ask, who am I, who am I, who am I? You'll be a completely different person after those 6 months. You will suffer for the first 2 months like crazy, because you will shed away all of your attachments and feel like you have nothing, and you've wasted your life. And you know, this is the path. The faster the path is, the more difficult it is.
And also there are different, you know, we are all different human beings, and also depends what we want and in which stage of our life we are. For example, like a woman, if in one point a woman decides to become mom, this is an amazing
spiritual path.
workshop. You know,
Workshop.
I'm joking on the workshop, but it's a spiritual path, because for sure we evolve like, you know, a person this way, and for sure there is some amazing lesson, and for sure we need also time to integrate this time, you know, to honor the fact that maybe we become a mom. Like, for example, myself, I don't have children. I don't want children in my life. It's not make me unhappy or happy. Actually, it's what I want. So I decide to do different things in my life. This don't make me less woman or less complete individual, complete person. It's just my choice. I chose this in my life, and I feel complete who I am now with what I'm doing now. And this was, you know, abandoning all my family, my friends, my job, and decide to go abroad and spend, you know, 6 months in the cave or whatever it was. So it's not wrong. There is nothing wrong. There is just the experience that each of us wanna do, and we are completely different. And there are stage of the life. There will be a moment where maybe we are focused more on the work. There will be a moment that we're focused more in the family, more in the love, more in the intimate relationship, more in the discover the world, wherever. The important is that your presence is there, that you do what is make you feel you know, good and happy, and expand yourself. If you find that you know, travel in that moment of the life is expand yourself because you have more knowledge coming, great. It's an amazing way to work with yourself, and then when you come back, you integrate what you learn with yourself. You will be more open, you know, mentally, because if you see people that talk a different language on the road, you will not think, oh, is this person is dangerous for me, because you know that if you travel, you met someone that is, you know, talk another language. It is not like a bad person. It's just another different language and different culture, and this will open your mind. And this is evolution. This is integrate your experience of the travel in the life of every day. And if meditation make you peace in the mind, and then you go Monday on your work, and your colleague is agitated and throwing you, and you have your peace in the mind because you meditate on Sunday, you can tell to him, okay, don't worry about it, with Ben, whatever is it, and he can influence, you can, you know, influence this person with your peace, because you integrate the peace of the meditation on your daily life. And this is the integration is what make spirituality and daily life go step by step, and always presence. What I need in this moment, I need to be present for my family, I need to work, I need to do wherever. And try to find the time to integrate, and every time tell, okay, now I need time for me. It's 1 hour, it's 5 minutes, this is time for me, and I need it. and I will take it. He's going running, he's going sleeping, he's going to do yoga, do it. And this is what, will make you cope with the reality and your spirituality. Learn, integrate, and live, and transmit. This is, the great, especially, if you reach illumination, like many guru that this happens, there is these things that when you met a guru that reach illumination, the real one, just because you are sitting near to him, you will feel glimpse of this illumination. For this reason, the great guru that reach illumination have thousands of people around, because the feeling of these persons make you feel good, it make you feel complete, it make like, wow, you have this feeling. Because when you reach illumination and is integrating you, you don't need to cope with spirituality and reality, because you will understand that everything is one. And what you will do is just transmit this and influence the people around you. So the best thing is really be yourself, be present, and try to live this life, because this is still our life. Going the cave is more a Vedic way to think about it and is needed. But in Tantra, we believe that this is our temple and everything is universe and everything is one. So this is another suggestion.
Very nice, very nice. Eureka says, yes, spiritual growth is not a straight line. It is up and down and takes a lot of compassion for oneself. Makes me think of the, what's it called? The Anka or something, the symbol of evolution. I wish I had the symbol I could show up, but anyway, it's beautiful because it shows this kind of spiral and then it goes up and then it loops and goes back down.
Our logo.
Logo. Yeah. Look at our logo. look right here.
Up
above
in the heart.
This is the symbol for evolution, not with the two E's.
Not the 2E that is the heart, but the other one is a symbol of evolution.
I knew I saw this symbol all the time. So where do we use this? I was like, because we were gonna get it tattooed and we didn't get it tattooed.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes, because it's not a straight path. Exactly. I also wanted to say, now they're laughing at me. Oh no. I also wanted to say, because you mentioned something about, you find your peace on Sunday and then you go to work. When we were separated and I was living back here, I was working at the grocery store, like 6-hour shifts, and I would, every time on my lunch break, I was not eating a lot because I was doing a lot of practice, but I'd eat like 3 bananas, which was a crazy lunch, but I'd eat 3 bananas and then I'd have 30 minutes for break. So I'd eat 3 bananas in 10 minutes and I'd sit and I just observe my breath for the next 15 minutes. And I noticed the lunchroom I was not alone. There was a room full of people and they're all chatting and stuff, but they'd be chatting. I'd come in, I'd eat my bananas and I'd sit and I would just feel like the room would get a little more quiet or a little more less perverted somehow, and people would come up to me like, oh, hey, because they knew me from past lives. I mean, years before I started to do yoga, and they're like, wow, Andrew, we've seen so much change in you. What's going on? And this is one way we can the retreat can be 5 minutes just in the middle of the day. It doesn't have to be, oh, I need an hour and a half to practice. We can bring it wherever. It's now you got this. You got this, you can bring it wherever. You can sit and do your job and or these tools can be integrated into the daily life as well. Alexa says, beautiful words. Mona says, yes, thank you for the time for this retreat. I really appreciate the work you're doing. Your authenticity makes me feel connected to you on a deeper level. And Eureka laughs at me.
Thank you, Mona. I hope that some of the word make sense for you.
Okay, guys, it was very nice to share this time again. Thank you for joining us so much. Tomorrow, Claudia's workshop starts. For those of you that are the members on YouTube or on Patreon, it'll be released.
So we will release the workshop every day at the same time. I will do a message today how to use this workshop. Just a small advice is that the first class tomorrow should be done in the evening, would be better, is the evening practice. And the second class will be in the morning because it's the morning practice. Because after that, you can use this class every day, morning and evening, and then in the middle do the class of the day. This is one of
Then you do 3 classes per day.
This is gonna do a kind of full-on workshop. Of course, other ways you just do, the class, one class for days, great job, is good. But just to, Vicky, she was asking me, Monday will be better do the class in the evening, and Tuesday, the day after, in the morning. This is a small suggestion. If you cannot do this, it's okay. Do also of course, in the morning or in the evening.
Whenever
when
you,
is your practice.
your usual practice.
Yeah, and later on we put a small message for this if we wanna do it.
Yeah.
That's it.
And if you're not one of the members and you want to join this, you can check us out on Patreon. This month you get 15% off if you sign up for an annual subscription.
And Andrew is teaching Zoom class at the moment, and see you soon next Sunday. And if you have more questions, we are always here. Thank you.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Ciao,
Ciao guys. Ah là là.